Yo, what's going on, dudes? HK Titan here with a brand new video for you guys, and in today's video, I will be showing you guys how to install mods in Bloons TD 6. For those of you guys who have been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I've done this type of video quite a few times, but it seems like every time Ninja Kiwi does a major update to Bloons TD 6, I need to do an updated version of this video. Now, in this video, I'll be covering everything that I know about modding in Bloons TD 6, from creating an alt account to minor troubleshooting, to can you install mods on mobile or Apple devices. The first thing I want to cover with the modding in Bloons TD 6 is, will my account get flagged if I install mods in Bloons TD 6, and what happens with a flagged account? The answer is yes. Your account will be flagged if you install mods to your Bloons TD 6 game file. It seems that Ninja Kiwi updated their anti-cheat software or something like that. Because your account has like an 80% chance of getting flagged the moment you launch a single player game with mods installed. And for those of you guys who are lucky enough to dodge being flagged, well, just wait, Ninja Kiwi will find you eventually. But moving on, anyways, how will you know if your account has been flagged, and what happens if your account actually gets flagged? You'll be able to tell if your account is flagged by a small leaf icon attached to your setting tabs. So what happens if your account is actually flagged? You will no longer be able to use the quick match browser in the social tab, and the only way to play with friends is to either create a match or join a match created by your friend. Next, you will no longer be able to participate in the competitive side of Bloons TD 6, like contested territories, ranked bosses, or races. And the final thing that you'll be banned from doing is posting your custom-made maps with the BT6 map editor. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, I really want to play mods in Bloons TD 6, but I also don't want to be banned from doing all these things. And there is a super simple solution for that, and that solution is creating an alt account in Bloons TD 6. Now, creating an alt account in Bloons TD 6 is a super simple thing to do. Now, you can either create an alt account on Steam, or you can create an alt account in your actual Bloons TD 6 game, and I'm going to be showing you guys a method for doing both. Now, under the account tab, there are actually quite a few different ways to actually create alt accounts in Bloons TD 6. You guys can create an alt account with a secondary email address. You can create a new account with Facebook. You can create a new account with Twitch. You can create a new account with Google Play, and you can create a new account with a second Steam profile. Now, the only thing you need to do in order to create a new account is you need to make sure that your main account is linked to one of these three options, and then once your account is linked to one of these three options, then the only thing you need to do is log out. Now, after we press the log out button, we are going to be kicked back to the home screen like this, and the only thing you need to do is you need to click this little icon up here that says I've played before. Now, after you guys have clicked the I played before option, you guys will be met with this screen right here. And the only thing you need to do is you need to click the I want to log into a different account. Now that you are logged out of your main account, the next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and click a different way of logging in. Now, the easiest method for creating an alt account is to use the Twitch option. But if you guys don't have a Twitch account, or if the Twitch link isn't working, the next easiest way is to create a secondary email, which the secondary email is super easy to create. You just need to go to Google and create a new account on Google, and then use that Google email in order to log into an alt account. And that's the easiest way to create an alt account for Bloons TD 6. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is creating a alt account on Steam. So creating a alt account on Steam really isn't that hard. The only thing you need to do is you need to come up here to a manage profile and then press change account. Now, as long as you press the change account option, your main account will stay logged in Steam. As you guys can see, I have two different profiles logged into my current Steam profile. But if you guys are going to create a new account, the only thing you need to do is you need to press add account, and then come over here to the bottom right hand corner of the Steam tab, and then create a free account. So now that we have made a alt account on Steam, the next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that we don't have to pay for a second copy of Bloons TD 6. And the way that we do that is we need to go ahead and come back up here to the top right hand corner and press manage account. Then we need to go ahead and change accounts back over to our main Steam profile. Now that we are logged back into our main Steam profile, the next thing we need to do is we need to come up here to the Steam option here, and then click the settings option. Now that we have the Steam settings open, we need to go ahead and click the family tab. And if this option right here that says authorized library sharing on this device is turned off, you guys will need to make sure that option is turned on. After the option is turned on, you guys will see the eligible accounts pop up. And if your alt account does not pop up, the only thing you need to do is log back into your alt account and then log back to your main account after that, and the eligible account should pop up here. And in order to enable library sharing on your alt account, the only thing you need to do is you you need to click this tab right here. And after you guys have clicked that tab, the only thing left to do is to change your account back over to your alt account. So now that we are back onto our alt account, and now we are finally ready to start installing mods. Now that we're ready to install mods, there are a couple of different things that we need to download first before we can actually install mods in Bloons TD 6. So the first thing we need to download is going to be the Melon loader installer.exe. And the only thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and click this option right here on the page. And once we click that option, you guys will see up here in the top right hand corner, now we have the Melon loader installer.exe. Now I'll leave a link to all of these websites in the description below. That way you guys shouldn't have too much trouble in order to find all of these different programs that I'm going to be showing you guys. Now while we're still here, I'm going to go ahead and download the other thing that we need really quick, and that is going to be the BTD6 ModHelper. Now again, this website will be in the description below, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. The first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and click this option right here, the BTD6 ModHelper.dll. After we click this option, you guys will see up here in the top right hand corner that we have downloaded it, but we need to press the keep because this is a certain format of file, and in order to actually download it to your PC, you guys will need to make sure that you guys press that keep, otherwise you guys won't be able to actually download the BT6 ModHelper. So now that we have the Melon loader as well as the BT6 ModHelper downloaded, the next thing we need to do is we need to come back to our Steam profile. And now we need to come over here to the libraries tab, and then we need to find our Bloons TD 6 game file. After we find our Bloons TD 6 game file, the only thing we need to do is right click on our Bloons TD 6, come over here to manage, and then we need to browse local files. After we're browsing our local files, we need to go ahead and click the back arrow right here, and we need to go ahead and make a copied version of Bloons TD 6 on our PC. And the only thing we need to do this, we need to right click and then click the copy option, and then we need to go ahead and press paste. After you guys have done this, you guys will see a secondary copy of Bloons TD 6 that says copy. And the reason why we made a copied version of Bloons TD 6 is because we don't want to have to uninstall mods and then reinstall mods every time we want to open up a modded version of Bloons TD 6. So now that we made a copied version of Bloons TD 6, the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and close out of this and go back to our downloads folder. And now that we have our downloads folder open, we need to go ahead and double click the Melon loader installer. And now that we have the Melon loader software open, now it's time to finally install Melon loader to Bloons TD 6. In order to install Melon loader to Bloons TD 6, you need to click this select option right here, and then you need to find your Bloons TD 6 game file on your PC. Now for me, my Bloons TD 6 game file is under my F drive, under my Steam library, under Steam apps, under common, and you guys will see here is the Bloons TD 6 main game file as well as the copy that we just made. Now we want to install Melon loader to the copied version of Bloons TD 6. So let's go ahead and open up the copied version of Bloons TD 6 game file. And then we need to click the Bloons icon right here. After we have this icon clicked, the only thing we need to do is we need to press open. And now we have our copied version of Bloons TD 6 selected. Now under the Melon loader software, you guys will need to make sure that you have all of the options selected that I have selected. You guys will need to make sure that you guys are on a version of V0.6.1. You guys will need to have the latest tab selected. You guys will need to have the times 64, and you guys will need to have the auto detect tab selected as well. Now we're going to move on to the manual zip, and you guys really shouldn't have to do anything here. Next, we'll move on to the settings, and you guys will need to make sure that you guys have all of these tabs turned on. Now that we've gone over all of the settings, the last thing that we need to do is we need to go ahead and press install. Now it shouldn't take very long to install the Melon loader, and if it is successfully installed, you guys will have this little prompt pop up right here. And the only thing we need to do with this prompt is press OK. And now that we've gone through all of that, we have successfully installed Melon loader to our BTD6 game file. So now that we have successfully installed Melon loader to our Bloons TD 6 game file, the next thing we need to do is we need to come back over here to our Steam profile, over here to library, and then we need to go ahead and browse local files once again. Now that we're browsing the local files, we need to go back to our copied version of Bloons TD 6, and now we need to make a shortcut for our copied version of Bloons TD 6. And the only thing we need to do in order to make a shortcut for our copied version of Bloons TD 6 is we need to hold our right click down, and then we need to go ahead and press the create shortcuts here. Now, in order to make sure that you guys don't mix up your modded version of Bloons TD 6, let's go ahead and rename our copied version of Bloons TD 6 to Modded BTD 6. There we go. So now that we've done all this, the last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and open up the copied version of Bloons TD 6. And once you start opening up the copied version of Bloons TD 6, you guys will see a Melon loader open beta tab pop up. And this is just installing everything to Bloons TD 6. So now that we've opened up our copied version of Bloons TD 6, we are officially ready to install our mods. And the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and close out our modded version of Bloons TD 6. Now that we've exited out of our modded version of Bloons TD 6, we need to come back up here to the games tab. And then we need to open up the file location. And as you guys can see under our modded version of Bloons TD6, we now have a mods folder. And now that we have a mods folder in our copied version of Bloons TD6, we need to go ahead and come back to the downloads tab. And now the last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and drag and drop the ModHelper over to our mods folder in our copied version of Bloons TD6. Now that we have our ModHelper.dll in our mods folder, the last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and start up our modded version of Bloons TD6 once again. And now that we have opened up our modded version of Bloons TD6, you guys will now see we now have a mods tab. Now, in order to install mods to Bloons TD6, we're going to go ahead and click the mods tab. Then we're going to come down here to the browse mods, and then we need to select the mods that we want to go ahead and download. So the mods that I really like in Bloons TD6 is the ultimate crosspath mod. So in order to install the ultimate crosspath mod, the only thing we need to do is we need to click this tab right here, and then we need to press yes. So we have successfully downloaded the ultimate crosspathing mod. So now that we have the ultimate crosspathing mod installed, the next mod that I want to install is the boss round, because the boss rounds allows us to actually play against bosses in Bloons TD6 without having to wait for new events to drop. Right, so now that we have the boss rounds downloaded, the last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and restart our modded version of Bloons in order to finalize the installation of these two mods. And now that we have restarted our modded version of Bloons TD6, the last thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and come back to the mods tab. And as you guys can see, we now officially have installed the two mods to our modded version of Bloons. And to go ahead and show you guys that we've installed the mods, I'm going to go ahead and open up a sandbox game really quick. And as you guys can see, the ultimate crosspath mod is working perfectly. And now guys, congratulations, you have officially modded Bloons TD6. Now the last thing I want to cover with this modding video is troubleshooting. Now when it comes to troubleshooting, I'm not a professional or anything like that, so I only know how to do a couple of basic things. Now, the first thing I want to cover is when you initially try to launch Bloons TD6 after you guys have installed Melon Loader. If you guys get an error after your initial launch, you guys may need to download the .NET 6.0 runtime. So downloading the .NET 6.0 runtime really isn't that hard. You guys just need to go ahead and go to this website that I have in the description below, and then you guys need to download the .NET 6.0 runtime. So after you guys have downloaded the .NET 6.0 runtime, you guys should be able to launch your Bloons TD6. Now, if you guys are still having issues with your modded version of Bloons TD6, you guys may have an outdated version of Bloons TD6. So if you guys have watched the previous video that I did for modding Bloons TD6, where I showed you guys how to create a secondary copy of Bloons TD6, you guys may be using a outdated version of Bloons. So if you guys are coming from my old modding video where I showed you guys how to make a copy of Bloons, with the 39.0 update, you guys will need to delete that old copy version and create a new copy of Bloons TD6. Now, those are the only two things that I really know as far as like troubleshooting is concerned. So if you guys are still having problems with your modded version of Bloons TD6, I'm going to go ahead and redirect you over to a BTD6 modding Discord, because in this Discord they do have an entire channel for issues with modding Bloons TD6. Now, I am not associated with this Discord at all. I just want to make sure that if you guys are having problems with installing mods to Bloons TD6, you guys do have someplace to go in order to figure out what's going wrong. Now, I will leave a link to this Discord server in the description below. That way you guys can go ahead and easily join this Discord if you guys are still having problems with Bloons. And the last thing I want to cover with this modding video is, can you install mods on mobile devices, and can you install mods on Apple devices? First, no. You cannot install mods on mobile devices. Now, if there's someone out there that is saying that you can install mods on mobile, then I honestly have no idea how they did it, because as far as I know, there are currently no developers that are making mods for mobile devices. And then as far as like Apple devices are concerned, I think in order to install mods on Apple devices, you guys will need a program like a virtual software or something like that that will allow you to run the Windows software on your Apple's device. But anyways, dudes, that's pretty much everything that I know about installing mods in Bloons TD6. Again, if you guys are still having issues with installing mods to Bloons TD6, make sure you guys check out that Discord that I linked below. But that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe as well, because I do upload a lot of Bloons TD6 content. But that's gonna do it for the video, and I'll see you dudes in the next one.